Oh, hi. And welcome to today's Church Without Walls video update. I've got a few things to tell you about before the weekend, and the first is our Messy Church service, which is happening this Saturday at 11 o'clock on YouTube. It's all the fun and stories and songs that we usually fit into our regular Messy Church services, but it's all packed into an interactive video that's aimed at families with children aged 3 to 11. It's going to be super fun. I really encourage you to join in with that. And then on Sunday morning, we've got our normal Emmanuel on Sunday service, which is at 10 o'clock on YouTube as well. I really would love it if you could join us for that one. And then if you would like something a bit quieter, a bit more restful, a time to wait, a time to rest, then the evening prayer service, which is at 8 o'clock, also on YouTube, is just for you. It's great. It's a half an hour of silence and meditation and a chance to just wait on the Lord. If you just need that half an hour to compress at the end of a busy week or the end of a busy weekend, then this is just for you. Do you know what? My wife Sophie and I, we've been joking that come the end of lockdown, everyone's going to have these amazingly decked out houses and amazing gardens because everybody's been doing home improvement stuff. Like we've been redecorating our small bedroom, and also we've been doing stuff in our garden. Like this semicircle behind me here used to be paving slabs and gravel. And it wasn't very nice. There was loads of weeds coming up through it, and it wasn't great for our little boy Elijah to play on. So we thought we wanted some more grass in our garden. So we painstakingly lifted up all of the paving slabs, moved them out, and then I would love to say I helped with this, but this was all the credit should go to Sophie, because there was no way of taking the gravel all in one chunk and moving it out. She had to take each little stone, wash it off, put it in a bucket, and place it on the other side of the garden where we wanted the gravel. This was a real labor of love, taking every single little stone and painstakingly washing it off and placing it somewhere else. So eventually, it took her days, and all the stones were gone. And we got some topsoil, and we laid it down, and we got some grass seed, and we put the grass seed on, and we watered it. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited. And then we looked at the grass seed box, and it said, it should take about 5 days. You should be seeing grass on day 5. Day 5 happened, still nothing. Day 6 happened, still nothing. And do you know what? It reminds me of this whole lockdown situation, the fact that we're waiting. We're just kind of waiting on the end of it. And it reminded me of this bit in Romans, in chapter 8, and I love the book of Romans. In chapter 8, from verse 22, it says, "We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth, right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we were saved. But hope that is seen is no hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. In the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. And he who searches our hearts knows the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for God's people in accordance with the will of God. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified. And I love that bit. I love this whole idea of waiting for something that we don't know. I think the Bible agrees with us there that it's hard. It's hard. You know, sometimes when you're waiting and you just don't have the words to pray, you just don't know. You just don't know what to pray anymore. Well, the Holy Spirit is there interceding for us with these wordless groans. You know, sometimes words just aren't enough, but the Spirit is there interceding for us with just this, this is hard. And God is right there with us in that moment. And the fact is, God only wants good things for us. So, back to the grass. We wait and we wait and we wait a bit more, watering it tentatively every day, even through that really, really hot patch we had a couple of weeks ago. And then one morning, Sophie lets our little dog out into the garden, and I hear, "Stu!" I run downstairs thinking that something awful has happened, like the shed's fallen down or I don't know what. She says, "Stu, come and have a look. We've got grass." And there was this tiny little tuft of grass. Sure enough, there, this little bit of grass. And more, as we water it, that'll start to grow. And so I pray that you will see the first fruits of God for us. That you will see these little rays of light, these little moments of hope in the darkness come out. And I hope and I pray that you will join me in praising God in those moments. Amen. Bless you all. I hope to see you again very soon.